Hey Tribe, it's Chuck here from the Doomed to Repeat It podcast. Hey, great videos. All the vlogs I've been watching are very, very inspiring. People ask me, hey, what is your podcast about? What is your Doomed to Repeat It podcast about? All my life I've been a fan of reading history, the hero's journey, great stories and literature. Read a lot of books. I've bought a lot of books, a lot of stories online in my spare time during my professional life, and we're all professionals. I've always learned lessons from history and taken them to heart and gotten in front of the problem. Why does someone have to get into the downward spiral or get into and see the train? You can see the train wreck coming most times if you're listening to the lessons in the past. And that's what the podcast is all about. I've been mentoring people my whole life, been charged with and responsible for, whatever they do and whatever they fail to do. And I just think it's an obligation to share your hard-earned wisdom. But there's a double-edged sword with that, though. A lot of times, people aren't ready to hear the hard lessons and hear what they need to hear to be successful, to keep them from getting into that downward spiral or keep them from getting caught up and eventually get into that train wreck. And they minimize and marginalize your wisdom. And when I give advice or mentor or coach or teach, and they all have different nuances, I don't delve out anything that I haven't learned. In other words, I'm not guessing at what I'm telling them, and all of it, 99.9% of it, is someone else's wisdom, something that I've learned from somebody else, not an original thought. So that's what the podcast is about. The audience that I'm attracting are professionals that don't have a lot of time, a lot of military people, but I'm gonna branch off into literature and business and different subjects. But that's what it's about. That's like a side gig, and it's fun, and I enjoy getting my stuff out there. But yeah, it was very uncomfortable when I pushed publish on YouTube for the first podcast. I think, what are all my buddies gonna say that are still serving, and what are all, what's my family? You know what? Who cares? This is something that I want to do and that I feel. And there's a gentleman who just joined our group, and he's like, he heard Brian Rose. I don't want to recognize myself in 12 months. Hell, you know what? I don't want to recognize myself in 12 weeks. All right, how about that for a challenge? So tapping into your creative side and tapping into something that's extremely important to you in your life. That's what I did. I did it 6 months ago. December of last year, I quit my position as Director of Talent Acquisition at a company and was there almost 2 years. Before that, I was the Executive Director for a large organization. And before that, I was in the Marine Corps since I was 17, and I had been very successful. I worked my way up, and I enjoyed every second of it. But you know what? I've always had this creative heart in me, and my creative side has always got me through some very tough times. My greatest hits have come when I was thought out of the box and was creative, and that's what this is all about. I started painting, and on my travels I do a lot more reading and writing my second book. So just being more of a creative type than that doer. And you gotta still have that side, because when we all put our business together, and those of you who have businesses, you have to tap into that doer side, man. Just have to. They're complementary. Left and right side of your brain have to complement each other for sure. So that's what the podcast is all about, and that's why I decided to pull the trigger on the accelerator. But the hard-earned wisdom, again, not an original thought. When I teach, when I delve out advice or ideas, because really the action, the idea has to come from the person you're mentoring or your client or whatnot. And that's what the business is all about too. Taking your business vision and leading him, her, them on a journey that will inspire and evoke some real wisdom from what they've done, and the clients are going to be able to afford it. Most of them will be doers. A lot of them will have creative hearts, but getting as much as you possibly can, getting as much experience and much wisdom and knowledge out of your downtime, I think that's so important. When you get time to reflect on things, that's when ideas start to happen. You put things together, because when you're in the grind, 24/7, 7 days a week, 6 days a week, wherever the case may be, it's hard. It's hard to reflect. And sometimes when you're in that mode and you're reflecting, you're thinking, hey man, I'm being lazy, get back to freaking work. So that's what the podcast is all about. And I'm looking forward to working with all y'all. So this is cool. Vlog number 7 in Trenton, from Tarentum, PA. We'll see you on the flip side. See ya.